All right, we're back again with another episode of Roofer Reflections, and I want to thank Jeannie and Gary for coming on the show. Thank you.
Thanks for having us,
Thank you.
Tats.
Yeah, wonderful. So it's great to have both of you here. I get to hear both sides of the story. Let's start with Gary. Gary, how did this roofing thing start for you back in the day?
Well, I grew up in a construction family. My grandfather had a lumber yard that he established in a small town in West Texas back in the early 50s. And my dad's younger brother, my uncle, went into business with my grandfather. He had a lumber yard, a home building business, and generally a restoration company. And in West Texas, about every other year, you're going to have a hailstorm. So we had a roofing crews. And from the earliest days I can remember, I would work around the lumber yard on weekends and sometimes in the summers. Really low skill work. And so I just grew up in the business.
And Jeannie, looking at your background, you have a lot of wonderful schooling background. Tell me about that.
I went to college at the University of Texas at Arlington, and I was graduating with a bachelor's in speech communications. I wanted to be a radio broadcaster, and I was president of my sorority. I loved college. I loved just that whole atmosphere of college vibe. I'm a people person. I love being around people. I have 22 years with the Texas Department of Education, and 12 of those I was a school principal.
Why did you make the change?
Oh, a couple different reasons. I saw an opportunity to help build a legacy for my two boys. Just the thought of watching something that my granddaddy started and then my father has built to this amazing company, watching that, what's going to happen? What's going to happen when he's ready for retirement? What's going to happen when my parents are gone? All that is built just seems to go away or goes to somebody else. And I thought, well, who knows? Maybe my children will want it. And so it seemed like a good leap at the time. And since then, I love being with family, but we've always been a close family. So that has helped too.
I have to add, it didn't hurt. There was a lot of gentle persuasion over that 15 years. So we were ready for her to come on board whenever she was ready.
Tell me about being a principal and how that's helped you in your roofing role.
He'd tell you it helps a lot because he sees the leadership piece. I have a master's in mid-management. And so just that organization, right away when I came on more on the consulting side more than the roofing side, because that was a natural organization process for me. That was something I could clearly see. This is the steps that you need to take to make this happen. And the roofing side was, I have to learn all these systems again, because in the early years, I did adjusting work with him. And so roofing had changed from right out of college when I did some early adjusting. And so learning those systems wasn't quite ready, where the leadership piece was natural for me. So coming on as, chief operating officers was, I can handle operations. I've got that piece.
Sure.
But learning the systems and getting out there and starting to climb roofs again was a big learning curve for me. But being principal certainly helped with the leadership. It helped with public relations. It's helped with marketing. It's helped with again, I love people. I love networking. I love reaching out. I love going to these conferences and conventions because that's what I know.
Give me some feedback on tips on what that's like, and tips for anyone that's considering to work with family.
We've had a terrific family relationship. I guess it depends on your family dynamic to begin with. My wife and I were married about 8 or 9 years after Boyd Incorporated was founded. My Boyd Incorporated was founded, and she's been my partner throughout the entire development and growth of the company, and we get along famously. She's always right, and I agree to that, and so things go well. At the same time, my daughter and I have always gotten along well. I don't believe in nepotism, but we have a lot of family in the business, and we just really enjoy it.
If you were someone that's new, looking to get into the roofing industry, what would you tell them? What sort of advice would you pass on?
I guess the word of the day would be networking. Learn from your peers. Learn from your competitors. Competitors are not enemies. They're competitors, for Pete's sake. And some of my best experiences have been when competitors have helped me out when I misunderstood a specification, or perhaps they had more experience in a particular system that we were installing. I've received a lot of help that way. So I encourage people that come into this business to begin networking immediately, because it won't weaken their business, it won't threaten their business, but the networking will actually strengthen their business.
Wonderful. And Jeannie?
I would say when you're starting out, figure out what lane you want to be in and stay in that lane for a while till you master that. So if you come into the business and you want to be in residential roofing, stay in residential roofing till you have that piece down. Don't try to take on so much residential and commercial and industrial and all these other roofing systems until you get one mastered. We have a general construction company, but we specialize in roofing and waterproofing. We specialize in commercial roofing. We can certainly do a residential roof, but it's not where our passion is. Our passion is for commercial roofing. But certainly if you called and you gave me a roof system and I said, we don't have familiarity with this, because of his networking, I can plug you into somebody who does have familiarity with that and is going to put the best system on your roof. So take your time in getting to know your systems and what you're telling customers and property owners that you can do and that what you specialize in before you just jump in and say, I can do this. Because there's a lot of liability in this business.